But the question was to start out, anything in particular you would like me to focus on when we're going through this? Anything at all? Any concepts? Or just, Kyle, just do the thing and we'll watch.
Just do the thing and we'll watch.
Sounds good.
It's for me.
All right, as always, going to come in here to our studios. Today is the day we do the spa day. So let's do that. There we go. All right, welcome to spa day. I mean, so relaxing, I can already tell. All right, 11/11 studio spa day. After all the hard work we put into learning about time leave, it's time for a spa day. First, we need to put our knowledge of time leave to the test. Instead of heading out to our favorite spa, I'm going to turn on live transcripts. There we go. Let's make an application for the owners. Our application needs to do the following: display the user's name and skin type of their customer, display appropriate facial treatments, display description of spa manicures, blah, blah, blah. All right, it's going to do some things. As always, read through the whole page before starting to code. We're just going to say we did that. We're going to hop right into this stuff. Let's go ahead and hop into 11.11.1. Setup. Fork and clone the repository. Go back here and check out the project via version control and IntelliJ. When you open up the project, run using boot run, blah, blah. Yeah, version control. Okay, check out the project via version control. I will do that. I think I'm all set up to do that. All right, here's the starter code. I go down to code. I am going to copy that. I'm going to go back over here, and we're going to go to a new rendering of IntelliJ. So give me a second there to get that set up. Force quit. There we go. Force quit. Awesome. All right. Sorry, IntelliJ. I need you to force quit. I have a feeling that my server's now going to be broken. You guys are going to see some things. All right. Oh, I didn't even enable my transcripts. Yeah. All right, so what we're going to do here is that we're going to open up IntelliJ. When IntelliJ is open specifically for Macs, it is greeted with well, that window first, of course, but one more window here in a moment. Come. Oh, come on, IntelliJ. This is what I get for force quitting you. Now you're just going to be super mean. Sorry about the pause. Let's see. Let's try this again. There we go. This is what we should be seeing. Just takes 20 minutes. All right, what we're going to do is that it's going to be get from version control, because that's what the instructions want us to do. So in here, we're going to paste that URL. That was the one I copied from GitHub. After we do that, we press clone. It's going to clone that project into my repository as I selected, and it's going to open it up for me. Thank you, IntelliJ. And of course, it's a Gradle project, so it's going to build there in the background. While that's building, let's go ahead and see what we need to do. So check out the project. We did that via version control and IntelliJ. When you open the project and run it using boot run, go to localhost 8080, we should see a form. All right, let's go and do that. It's gonna keep doing some Gradle stuff. Doing some Gradle stuff. We're just taking your time. Anybody got a good joke? Good, like good puzzler.
Do you really want me to come up with one?
No. I'm into puzzlers right now, especially since I was taking more time. What room has no doors and no windows?
What room has no doors?
Yeah, get those cogs going. Well, this Gradle takes forever.
A broom.
Like, what was it, Weema?
A broom. It's like a broom.
A broom? No, not a broom. Hold on. No, technically it could. Well, it could be that. You guys are gonna hate me too whenever you hear the answer. It is. I got it. This is like back summer camp, like 8th grade. Kyle got this and was so irritated with this puzzler that I just like remember it to today. Like, come on, Grail, you are just taking forever. Sorry about this, guys. I don't know why it's needs to take in the entire world. You ready for the answer?
Yes.
A mushroom.
Terrible.
Right? Told you. Hated that.
Gotcha.
I think my answer worked just as well.
It did. That's what I was like. I was about to give it to you. It's like, well, I think that's creative enough. All right. We are finally built here. Let's go to Gradle on the right-hand side. We're going to go under tasks, under application, double-click boot run. That's going to start up our server. Just want to make sure you guys can hear me all right, too, because I don't have my headphones in right now. Everything good?
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
All right. Who's just taking forever? I have a feeling it's just going to reject me at the very end of this, isn't it? Oh, it did.
So were you traveling to this time, Kyle?
I'm going back up to Michigan. Yeah.
And you do more traveling. You do
Well,
more traveling than a roadie.
Yeah, this one is unfortunate. It's a lot of stuff. I have family up there. It's a family situation, so
Okay.
so not too fun. I won't be having a vacation, but it is travel still, so I can see stuff.
Well, I wish you all the best.
A local host, 8080. There we go. We see that form exactly what the instructions say. So we're all good there. We are done with 11.11.1. On to 11.11.2, the customer profile and controllers. We have one controller called Spa Controller Day. Inside of Spa Controller Day, we have 3 methods. It looks like the check skin type, customer form, spa menu, and then let's see what we need to do with those. The owners gave us this method to help figure out which facial treatments are appropriate for which skin types. All right, and tells us what everything we gotta do. The customer form looks very similar to what we did in the last lesson. All right, and looks like for the spa menu, which we'll use to bring in the timely template in menu.html. Don't even know that exists, but it sounds cool. In templates, we have things, menu.html. We have 2 main divs, it looks like. Let's focus on the div with the client ID, or with the ID client profile. Add, all right, now we're actually getting stuff we can finally do something here. Finally get code. All right, inside of that menu.html, we need to add H2, this is my profile, a p tag, all of these things. So I'm gonna just copy all of that, because I'm very, well, I have a terrible memory also. So. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into now that menu.html. Where I'm gonna find that is under source src, underneath main, underneath resources, and then inside of templates. Let me see menu.html. I'm gonna minimize that Gradle so we have more space to see things. It also said in our directions, we need to focus on the one that says client profile, the ID with client profile. How we find ID is with this attribute, ID, client profile. And here is where we need to actually do some coding. So let's actually do that. How we do comments in HTML is just like that. And I'm gonna go and paste that stuff so I have it here. All right, first thing we need to do is add an H2 that says my profile. H2 being, of course, header to my profile. Awesome, get that. Add a p tag, paragraph, that uses the th text to bring in the value of name. Okay, well, I don't know what name is, but I'm assuming if it says bring in name, it's gonna be a variable. So I'm gonna just make that assumption and I'm gonna bring in a variable. $, curly brackets. That's how we bring in variables within Timely. Let's say that, name. We use that th text to inject text into our tags as things are being built. It's a th text in the other 2, so I'm just assuming I'm gonna be repetitive. So that's why I made 2 more copies there. It says to bring in the value skin type. All right, skin type it is, and the value of mani-pedi. Sounds good. Let's put in mani pedi there. All right. Looks like we're completed there. Any questions up until that point? Okie dokie. Let's keep going. Run the application and head to localhost 8080 and see the results. When we fill out the form, we should see a new page with all the client profile in at the top. Okie dokie. Let's go, artichoke. Let's go ahead and why are you not letting me rebuild that? Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna double click that boot run once again. So I stained like a bunch of stuff today when I was on lunch, and it's like pungent. I just can't. It's giving me a huge headache. I don't want to tell the class. Of course, it's on recording, but I was like, you get high off stain. I'm like, am I gonna see things today? Am I gonna say weird things during class? All right. My name is Kyle. Okay. My skin type is. You know what? It's been oily. It's been a little humid out. Why not? You know, I'm looking for a pedi. Wait, is the pedi the foot one? Anybody remember?
I think so.
Yes,
Yeah,
it is.
pedicures.
Oh,
and
Michael,
foot.
don't be like, maybe I don't really know. You know. And also, the foot one saves lives.
Actually, I know because I get one. So
I have gotten both, but I'll tell you this: I will go back for a pedi because my feet. I run a lot, and I feel bad for whoever is doing that. But I'm like, I need it. All right.
Kyle, real quick, I apologize. I'm getting a 500 error, and I think I'm having a difficult time trying to figure out. But you know what? Let's keep going on. I'll deal with it in just a minute. I think I know where the error is coming from.
All right, sounds good, because we're actually having an error ourselves here. We typed in the information in the form, but we come over here and nothing's actually shown in our stuff. So we have to talk about some things. Let's go ahead and see. Maybe I was going a little too fast and I didn't come up here and actually see what I needed to do. So we have 3 methods. It didn't tell us we needed to do anything with these methods, but maybe I just didn't read between the lines nice enough. All right, so check skin type, the customer form. Last and spa menu. Is that on the right branch? Yeah, I'm fine here. Good.
I can tell you what you did because I did the same thing and it took me a long time to figure.
Yeah, it took our whole group.
Let's see if I can find it. Give me a second. I don't like the answer right away, but I might call on you here. I know that this menu.html has to be called from some controller. So the first thing I'm going to do is go find that controller. I remember in our direction this said spot a controller. So I know I need to start here. Next thing I'm going to do, I need to find menu being returned, because that means that's the one using that form.
Menus at the bottom. There you go.
Yeah, okay, and this is a post mapping though. I'm looking for the get mapping first. I need to get the get mapping. There even is one. Get mapping for nothing here. But you know what? You're right. You're absolutely right, because the menu is showing us the profile. So no, it is definitely gonna be the post mapping here. With that, name, skin type, mani-pedi, and the model. All right. So interesting. I'm gonna inject those things in, but it's not using the facial return menu. I mean, we're not adding it to the attributes, but it didn't say anything about adding the attributes. So I will ask. Oh, I'm gonna do this close. The car is just extremely loud. I will ask, did you all add the add attributes or go about a different route?
I did the add attributes.
Yeah, our group did the add attributes as well.
Okay, because that's the only way I remember how to do that with time leaf, so I'm gonna do that too. So that's weird that they didn't really mention that in there. Like, all right, one thing, because you all joined me, and whoever's watching, you tuned in. If you want a shortcut, you know how I said it always takes in 2 parameters? Technically, that's correct. But if you want to shortcut it, you can just put in name here. What it does is that the name now of the attribute is whatever the variable name is. So this right here is the same as typing those are the exact same.
Cool.
So I'm going to shortcut that because, as you know, Lazy as all heck. All right, skin type. Model. Add attribute. Mandy Petty. All right, we're gonna stop our server, rerun that configuration. We'll just rerun our server, press that on switch. I do need a spa day. Oh my gosh. All right. Go over to spa menu. Let's try this again. We're gonna refresh. So we're gonna go directly to this. There we go. My name is Kyle. Oily manicure, submit. Did I do that properly? What am I doing? Anybody know what I'm doing wrong? What are you doing? Am I going crazy? What am I doing?
Maybe the shortcut didn't work.
I could not. You know what? Let's go to long cut. You're absolutely right. Maybe I was just blowing smoke there. Psych, it's actually a complete lie. Don't do that. Skin type. Maybe, you know what? I think you're right. I think it's if you put in no. Okay, whatever. I'm probably wrong. Let's just do this thing. Let's see if it works. I'm gonna be super mad if my lies. Oh, I am a liar. I'm a big old liar. Why didn't you know? You work at some time.
There are no shortcuts, Kyle. There are no shortcuts in life.
At 8:51 p.m. Truth. Okay, well, scratch off that off your notes. That shortcut did not work for some reason. I know it works too. I will figure it out, and you four will know what I'm talking about when I figure out in class what that shortcut actually is. But it's somewhere in there. It's a little cheat. Anyway, now we have this actually working. Our form is good to go. That was a very tricky start to this spa day. All right. Any questions about what we just did before I keep moving? Okie dokie. On to 11.11.3, list all appropriate facial treatments. Luckily for us, the spa owners gave us the check skin type method in our spa day controller. Also, our teammates already set up a code in spa menu method to fill in an array list of strings with facial treatments that would work for the user's skin type. Now we just need to use the time to display the appropriate facial treatments stored in the array list, appropriate facials. Okay, that's a lot of stuff there, a lot of things going on. I haven't seen any of that, so we'll take a quick little gander at all that. So back to menu.html and check out the empty div with the ID services menu. Okay, well, I do like this because it's finally telling me I'm gonna have to do something with time leave, AKA that model, to not give me that much recognition up in 11.11.2. So let's go ahead and, it says it's one of us go to services menu here, add a table and iteratively add the rows for the values appropriate facials. If you need a quick reminder that the syntax, go here. All right. I do not need that because the lecture was so recent. I'm gonna go over menu.html. Now we're down here to services menu. That was the one we needed. Oh, we need appropriate facials. So what I'm gonna do is I need to build a table. How I can start doing that is I use the keyword table. Now I forgot exactly it's going to be, yeah, we're going to do th body. We're going to just do the body right now. We're going to do anything special too much on that. Well, we can do a th head. Doesn't matter. Those are appropriate facial treatments. There we go. And oh, I need to put a tr. That's how we do it. Let's see you later. All right. And inside the body, this is where we're going to now iterate and create the rows as such. So to make it something that iterates in TypeScript, as of right now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do the th block and then the th each equals, and then FAC for facial. Then we put the single colon in the middle, and then I need to iterate over the variable. So I have to do $ curly bracket, then appropriate facials, and then I close that, and now I have a loop created using TimeLeaf. Look at that, not too shabby. Now I need something to actually utilize that variable. So I do tr for table row, because I want to create a row. But I need to inject the text into my row. Question to all of you now, taking some heavy notes. How do I inject text into a tag using TimeLeaf?
th text.
Very good, th text. And now I need to call out the variable. So I do $, and then this is my variable that is the iteration variable, the one that changes every single time we loop around. So I use FAC as what I want to inject in there. There we go. Save that. All right. So we have written our HTML, but we still have not even checked to see if appropriate facials is coming into this timely template. So let's go ahead and see if it is. As always, we know it's not. Excuse me. Wow. We know it's not because only these three things are going into those add attributes. The only way we can send information over to the templates is through this model. So we're going to go and type in model.addAttribute, and we're going to say appropriate facials is appropriate facials. Appropriate facials is up here in this array list, is building here in this for loop. So it's very nice of us. So all of this is going below. Take a very close look at where I put all our attributes here. This add attributes, typically you're placing it at the very bottom of your methods. After everything has been created and okayed and things like that. At the very bottom of my methods. That's where I put this. You'll typically see it at the very bottom of your methods, unless there's a special edge case. All right. I'll start it up. There we go. Go here. My name right now is going to be Clark. Commit. Appropriate facials. Oh, you know what? I probably totally did my table upside down. I always do it backwards every single time. All right, go over to menu. I basically flip-flopped my th head with my th rows. So what I gotta do is actually just X. Yep. And I am switching out. Come on, soldier. There we go. What you're gonna be is you're gonna be TR in there, and you're gonna be a T body. I'm gonna save that, stop that, refresh. Oh, you know what? That's gonna build it all. So what's happening here is I want it to be a row. I want row and then row and then row. Here, this is a row, but it's not iterating. So it's actually not gonna create individual rows, and we all just throw whatever amount of treatments in one single row instead of individual rows. So they're under a single column. So what I need to do actually is I'm going to take this, I'm going to place it into the iterator. So now when we iterate, we'll build individual rows every single time. There we go. That's going to look a lot nicer. All right, we're started up. We're going to go over here to our spa day. We're going to refresh. No, what am I doing? Wow, this is where my mind is at right now. We're gonna go actually over to our application. Tina. What you doing? So what I did, I right-clicked and press inspect, and it looks like it's not rendering any of that. What the tarnation are you doing? What am I doing? Center appropriate facials. Should be turning on TV, I guess. That's incorrect of how that's building, though. That's fine. That's fine. Am I just really off that much with my table? No, because the table is building properly. The information's not there. Oh my gosh, because I'm not putting my T. No. And this isn't even right. This is a TD. That's a T row. There we go. That still doesn't explain why the text is like that. So I'll go ahead and show you what I'm seeing over here in our spa menu. So down here in our table is being built with empty information. It's being built, but the information is not in there. But all of the information that we want it to be in is for some reason being compiled at the top. And I'll be completely honest, I have zero idea why this is happening right now, which is probably what you want to hear your instructor say. It's like, I don't actually know why this is happening. So let's go ahead and investigate it. We're going to go ahead and start our server up and see if just changing that table around, because right now nothing really points to why that is being injected there. Make sure I truly refresh this thing. There we go. That was very weird. All right. Go in here, go into our table, and we see that our table is now being created properly. Okay, so that was really weird. I think what happened is that I didn't refresh enough beforehand. I don't think I actually refreshed at all. I think that messed it up, and then it looks like this is the correct way to actually, I just had TH head or T head in here before and T body. I need to switch to the TD. So I apologize for that. Me and tables are very rare working together. So apologies for that, but this is the correct format now and how I'm going to do that. Any questions on that? All right, I'm going to keep going then. Okay, one thing I do want to actually show you, I know we've taken a lot of time, but I do want to show you, because there was a question in class, we can also loop our stuff over without the block. So what I'm just going to do here is that it's now going to loop every single time over each of those facials. But what's going to happen is that, remember when I said TH block disappears? It's still correct. TH block definitely still disappears. But if we don't use TH block, what happens on every iteration is that we use the pre-existing tag here. Let's go ahead and see what I mean by that. There we go, and it still renders the exact same. We just did one less unit of code there. So again, you don't have to use the TH block if you don't want to, as long as you know what it's going to do. It's going to use this TR. It's going to, at every iteration, build a TR, then a TD, a TR, then a TD, TR, then TD. So if you don't mind that thing being repeated, then you can do it this way. Otherwise, for the safety, you can just go block. So I just want to show you this is a possibility. All right, 11.11.4, Manny or Petty. One thing that the spawner wants to be cautious of is their treatment descriptions. Because the descriptions rarely change and are going to be used in multiple places on the site, the owner has written up descriptions as timely fragments. Check out the fragments in the HTML. I'll do that real quick. Fragments in HTML. We got description 1, description 2. Sounds good. Other manicures and separate pages. Perfect. We want to put the description in a div along with an H3 stating that is either a manicure or a pedicure. This new div should be inside of the services menu div. And then use the THF to determine if it's a mani or pedi. So if it is a mani, so we say H3 containing manicure, and then if it's an H3 pedicure with that fragment, all right. Sounds good. We're gonna go ahead and do that. So basically it said it needed to be in the services menu, so I'm gonna go ahead and put that underneath of our table. And now we need to actually start building a section to display this information. What I'm going to do is that I can do one of two things. I can do a TH block if I wanted to for this if statement, or I can just directly have like a div or something that they can go inside of. So for this, see, it's going to be an H3 and then a paragraph. I'm going to honestly just do a TH block. Just because I don't need something to wrap my H3, my paragraph here. So TH block and then TH if. Let's say TH if, and now I got to do my conditional one here. So for this, it's going to be, I got to check on what if it's a mani or pedi. So I got to use that variable. So if the mani pedi, mani pedi equals that. So we're going to do this. What is it? We got to see what it looks like. Looks like it's all lowercase. So if it's manicure, I'm going to see if this actually works here. Say H3, manicure, and then the description. So how we do that is paragraph, TH replace, and to replace with a fragment, we say fragments, because that's the file name. And I got to actually go get the fragment's name, and it's going to be manicure description. So copy that, paste that, and just like that. Let's go and see if it works with manicure before I keep going. Baby steps all the way. Any questions up to this point, everybody? All right. So Kyle, it's a manicure, submit. There we go. We have manicure. Our manicure is in that whole big old description. Let's go and try with pedicure. Nothing should show up if we do pedicure. Awesome, nothing showed up. So our if statement is working properly. So now that we know that manicure is working properly, let's copy this and put it down here for pedicure. Pedicure, right? Yeah. And we go over fragments, make sure I grab that description properly. There we go. Stop this, rerun. Over here. Let's see, manicure still works. Awesome, awesome. Now Kyle wants to get a pedicure. Oh, I didn't change. I was like, what? I didn't change this to pedicure. There we go. But it looks like this is a different description, so we're fine. So I'm just check it out just in case, just in case. Starting? No, not yet. Not yet. There you go. I'm going to go ahead and exit out of this to just this. There we go. All right. I'm going to start using all your names. Let's say Jason, you're on first. I feel selfish using my name every time. There we go. Jason, you're getting a manicure successfully. Fantastic. Congratulations. And let's see, Michael, you're going in for that pedicure. Submit, and we are getting that pedicure successfully. Fantastic. Don't worry, Caleb and Wema, you two are up next. All right. We are good to go on 11.11.4. Any questions on that section before I move on?
One quick question, Kyle. I was wondering, is there a preferred way to do that, like the th if there versus like a unless? I know since we're just dealing with two cases, I figured you could write it as an unless, since you're just checking for true or false. If it's unless it's pedicure, display the mani-pedi description or whatever, or would THF really be your better way to do it, so you can specify one versus the other?
Seeing real quick here. Okay, I honestly I didn't even know about the else statement in Timeleaf. I never used it. I usually just use the if statement. So unless it's statement. So
I guess that answers it then.
What was that?
I guess that answers your preferred method at least then.
Yeah, that's why I did it, because I usually just do the if statements. I didn't even know about the unless. So technically, yeah, I just looked up unless right here. So technically, what would you do? Yeah, so technically what you could do is th unless, and then copying that. So because it's a true false kind of thing, it's a 1 or a 0, it's either this or that, then yeah, you could definitely use this. I don't know why I copied the whole thing there. So this is how you would do it with unless.
Kyle, for some reason, my if statement isn't working. It's still printing out both manicure and pedicure, regardless of what's selected. And both of them are actually printing out. Let's see.
So double check the code right here. I do got to go over and I don't even remember. Wow, it is definitely, yep, it's 9 o'clock. My brain just shuts off right at 9. And then remember, we restarted that server. All right, there we go. We did manicure there. And pedicure. So awesome. First time ever using unless. There we go. That is that else statement. Great call out, and happy that we got to try that. I feel bad because that was a student's question today too, and I was like, I didn't try the else statement. I have to reach out to her. All right. Jason, the only thing I could possibly be there is make sure this is a TH block, making sure that your TH is statement that you are checking manicure, and then you are changing it to pedicure, depending on which way you're going particularly. But
you know what? I found my problem.
Awesome.
I found it. I just found it. I had a TH block in the wrong place. That's why.
All right. Now, good to hear it all got fixed. Awesome. All right. Any other questions before we move on? All right. Let's keep going. On to 11.11.5. End result. After you are done with the studio, you should be able to fill out the form, click submit, and see your profile page. We absolutely can. We didn't put that thing there. Ours doesn't look as pretty. Let's see, did they say that?
No, they didn't. It's good enough. Ours is good enough.
I'm like, okay, well, if anybody's listening, this looks like it. Yeah, this is clearly an H. I'm gonna say an H3, then an H5, and then they put a description. Whatever. They're just trying to be fancier than us. All right, our end result is A-OK. I'm giving us the thumbs up on that. Anything else that anybody wants to see on that end result before we move on to the extra super bonus missions? All right, then on to those extra super secret, super public bonus missions. Here we go. 11.11.6, bonus mission. Modify styles.css to get some CSS practice. Try to add a footer with square-shaped div elements. Each square should be a different color for available nail polishes. Fine. Fine. We'll do it. We'll do it. All right, let's go and hop into our styles.css. Styles in here. It wants us to create, it said though, in particular, try to add a footer with square-shaped divs. So it said footer, we're gonna do footer. There's our footer CSS. And now we need to create also a class for those square divs for nail polish. What I'm gonna do is just do a general class name saying nail polish colors. There we go. No, I'm gonna say nail polish box. That'll actually be more descriptive. There we go. For the footer, I don't really know anything I really gotta do. For the nail polish box, let's go ahead and we're gonna just say, do a height of 100 px and do a width. 100 px. Okay, we'll be fun. We'll be fun. Fine. We're going to center these guys too. If you guys want to see some fun CSS, we're going to use Flexbox. So we're going to say display flex. This is the best thing that CSS provides because it just helps everything to style together and like clunk together properly, blah, blah, blah. All right, we're going to say flex direction. It's going to be a row because it should be a row. We should do justify content. There we go. So, and for this, we're just going to say background color, just so we can see it. It should just be hashtag 000. That is black, just so we can see it. All right, let's go to menu.html, and we're going to go ahead and build some beautiful nail polish colors. Footer, otter, footer. Oh my gosh. Footer, and then we're going to create a div here, and our class name is going to be nail polish box. There we go. Do that, and we're going to create 3 of them just for different colors. Save that. We're going to refresh this. Let's see what we get. There we go. We are now getting 3 boxes there, all centered. Look at that beautiful polish. Right now, the only nail polish we have is black, which would really speak to my brother's old emo days. So we're going to go ahead and add some extra colors then. I did not go through an emo phase, if anyone's wondering. We already had one kid in the family do that. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna just add colors to this. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna say red polish, and that's gonna be 0. If anyone's not familiar with what I'm typing out those hashtags, that's the hexadecimal color system. Every color in the known virtual world is by hexadecimals, and it is by 6 different hexadecimals. So here I'm doing 3 because you can shorthand it, because again, very, very lazy developer. But typically what you're going to see is actually 00FF00. That is a full hexadecimal right there. Again, every color that you see in the virtual world is from those 6 digits there. So it's a fun little thing. And if you just switch those around, it makes any color under the sun.
Kyle, I also learned that Google will actually give you the color as well.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, that is a very helpful one. Google will do it. I have a few. Yeah, good. There's some good programs out there. And blue polish. What I'm doing is adding a second class. How we can add a second class is that we just add a space between the two names of them. Ooh, you know
If
what?
you wanted to in your HTML, could you just do like inline styling to do style equals color, or whatever the inline would be for assigning that box a specific color?
Yeah, absolutely. You could definitely just do inline styling if you wanted to. Yeah, my job just basically was to do classes. So yeah, I was just taught to do that. But yeah, you can definitely do inline styling. There's nothing wrong with that. Great question. All right. Anything else on this particular one before we move on to the next one? That was just styling. Let's get into something more tricky, maybe. Modify the form to allow the user to select either a manicure or pedicure or both. If the user selects both, display both the manicure and the pedicure descriptions in the spotting page. Sounds good. First things first, what we're going to do is going to go ahead and go into our menu.html and see where we're going to actually go into our form. Let's go to our form. So actually, there is no template for that. So we're going to have to go back to our controller here. Let's come up here. This is where our form is being built. So we need to find where the selector is for mani-pedi. Manicure, pedicure. All right, it's got to be somewhere around here. Option, option. All right, we're going to add another option. The option is going to be value of both, and it's going to say both. Perfect. Excuse me, just like that. So we added both there. Still pass everything normally. So what happens now if we just ran this without doing anything else to our menu template? Over here, go over to our spa menu, go back to our form. Come on. There we go, go back to our form. Got Tim now. Oh no, I'm sorry, I gotta go down. Caleb, what are you gonna get? You're gonna get oily manicure and then both. Submit. And now we can just get pedicure, even though we selected both. Why? Because we're using that unless. So meaning if it's not manicure, it's gonna always print out pedicure. So though it was okay in the beginning, now that we're evolving our application, we can't really use unless. So what we're gonna do is go over to our menu here. And what we're gonna do is that we're gonna go to the if statement. And it's gonna have to say pedicure. Additionally, now, what we're going to do is add in an or statement. So if it says both, then print this one out. Just like that. Now, if our manicure pedicure says both, it will execute this if statement and this if statement. Technically, you could also make a third if statement if you wanted to and just have both the descriptions in there too. This is just saving us that extra clause and saving us some lines of code.
Don't forget to update line 28 to call pedi instead of mani-pedi.
Talking about this one right here. Should be pedicure, right? Because this is pedicure. So if it is equal to pedicure, then it should execute this or both.
I was just saying because you had the unless statement originally at the beginning of that. So you have if mani-pedi equals pedicure.
Okay, yep, got it. Awesome. Good. All right, let's go over here. Last but not least, Lima, you are getting both. It is a treat yourself kind of day.
Yes, sir.
There we go. Oh, no, never mind.
No.
Closed. I'm
How
sorry.
I needed that day.
Sorry. Oh no. Okay, well, how do I do ors then? Oh, this is probably why it's a bonus mission. I will show you what I'm typing out, so it's not like, Kyle, what are you searching? I don't know what you're doing. I typed in or in time leaf conditional, press enter. Blah, blah, blah. Now it's just the word or. Okay, fine. Be so original. Or. There we go. We're started up. We're going to go back over to spa day. There we go. All right, Weema, round 2. You're going to go back to the store and demand that they give them both to you. Submit. There we go. All right.
All right. Thank goodness.
Got the manicure and the pedicure. Fantastic. All right. We are done there. Any questions on that one? All right. Let's keep on going. Last but not least, number 3, work with routes and display the spa menu page on a separate route from the form. Okay, so it means that we want to, we want to watch, or sorry, we want to put this page onto a different route than our just normal page. That's fine. We can definitely do that. Let's go ahead and do that now. We're going to move it to just like slash menu or something like that. That sounds good. Just an arbitrary thing I did. To do all of that, first things first, I need to create something to go to that route, AKA that's going to be my controller. Right now, this is what's actually showing our menu, this post mapping here with the value of these empty quotes, which means just our home directory. If it's empty quotes, it means our home directory. I want it to go to menu. That's all fine and dandy, but what happens when I change it to menu and I rerun my stuff here? I'll submit, and now I'm going to get a 405, excuse me. Oh yeah, the post is not supported because we were trying to post to something that doesn't have a post mapping to it. AKA, we're trying to post to our home directory, those empty quotes, but there's nothing there to receive it. So we get this giant ugly error. So that means we need to change something. We need to tell our form, don't try to post to just the empty quotes, don't try to post to our home directory. Post to slash menu, post to this new route we created. So what we need to do is go to menu.here. We need to go to our spot controller where all that HTML is at. And this is where our form is at. The form is doing a post. We need to tell it to go more to a specific route. So that's where this action attribute comes in. It's menu or it's slash menu? I always forget. Slash menu, there we go. Let's see if this one works. So we need to tell it, hey, when you do a post, go to this route and do that. Don't go to your just default home directory.
So is this like the HTML version of an override?
It is not really an override because we're not overriding a method. We're just telling it to do something other than its default. So in that kind of regard, it is. But yeah, I mean by definition, kind of. Yeah, we're telling it to do something different from its default, but the concepts, at least to me, of course, is just my opinion, are kind of still separate. But I could see where you can kind of get some crisscross between it for sure.
Gotcha. Thank you, Cal.
Absolutely. All right, so with that action update, we are now going to the correct route, and we are now seeing my super fancy spa menu properly. After that, number 3 is it, and we are done with this studio. And
Can I see your if statements again?
Everybody's bombing me one time. Many nights now, right here.
Thank you.
What's your output going to look like if you try to navigate straight to that slash menu without having first submitted the form?
So I go to just menu. We are going to get this 405 because I just asked for a get request for that slash menu. but all I have is a post, meaning after an event, I send information. So I didn't have a get there, so we get that 405 back. Method not allowed.
Cool.
Great question there. Always like to break stuff just to see what happens. All right, any other questions? Only 4 of you joined me, but you are all keeping me pretty entertained. Thank you for all of the questions and digging into stuff.
No, no, no. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you,
Oh,
Kyle.
no. Oh, fun fact, well, because I'll be out Monday, I'm probably going to do the next studio review on Tuesday. But the next spa days, all the spa days will be live studio reviews. Then I'll go back to videos, but I do all these live. So
Just don't keep us waiting, Kyle.
I will not. I try to get out as fast as I can because if I was a student, I would be very angry if those things went out. So I get it. I'll go as fast as I can. All right. Anything else you all want to go over before I hop off here tonight? All righty.